Hi everyone, my name is Julia Reyes, and for my final Supreme Court case, I chose Coker v. Georgia. The constitutional question in this case was the imposition of the death penalty for the crime of rape a form of cruel and unusual punishment forbidden by the Eighth Amendment? The case facts has to do with Ehrlich Coker, who had past offenses with murder, rape, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. In 1974, Coker escaped prison and committed armed robbery, breaking into a couple's home, tying up the husband, and raping the wife. He then kidnapped her and stole the family car. When they were caught, he was sentenced to death by the Georgia court. Georgia found Coker guilty and sentenced to death penalty due to prior convictions and committing armed robbery during the assault. In the 1974 Georgia Criminal Code read that the death penalty for rape could be pursued if one of three aggravating circumstances were present. The first one would be the offender has prior convictions for the capital felony. The second one would be the rape was committed while the offender was engaged in another capital felony. And the third one was the rape was outrageously vile, horrible, and inhuman. Coker had violated the first two, which is he had prior capital felonies and he was committing armed robbery. The court decided in a 7-2 decision for Coker that the death penalty was grossly disproportionate punishment for the crime of rape. The court noted that nearly all states at the time had declined to impose such a harsh penalty, with Georgia being the only state that authorized death for the rape of an adult woman. Because rape did not involve the taking of another human life, the court found the death penalty excessive in its severity and revocability. The arguments. The majority opinion argued that the death penalty was not proportionate to the crime. The sentencing violated the Eighth Amendment of cruel and unusual punishment was not allowed. The majority opinion argued that the death penalty was a highly reprehensible both in moral sense and in its almost total contempt for the personal integrity. The majority opinion also showed that punishments other than death for rape was a growing trend throughout the states. They also pulled up stats that Georgia does not sentence murderers to death if aggravating circumstances were not present. Dissenting opinion. The states should choose how to punish offenders, so they believe that the federal government should not interfere with how Georgia sentences their criminals. They also disagreed with the idea of the crime must be equal to the punishment, therefore that just the capital punishment could be given out for serial rapists. The dissenting opinions also believed the court underestimated the impact that the rape had on the victim and its family. They also disagreed with how the court did not take into consideration how this may have impacted society. Coker had 2 previous convictions of separate brutal sexual assaults, and Georgia should be allowed to severely punish the third instance of the crime to deter other repeats and encourage victim reporting.